The way I was silenced when I was already running late getting ready for my own Vegas wedding ceremony, and this happened. Here she goes getting ready, and what would you do in this situation? Would the thing to do to just put foundation on top, or remove a little bit and then put foundation on? What would you do?
Oh no!
In the caption she says, I had used it a day before to blend out my brunette dry shampoo and completely forgot to wash it off. So basically rubbed dark brown powder all over my face mixed with a liquid bronzer equals brawn paste that was very hard to get off my face.
Hey guys, so
okay, yeah. What the heck? The eyeshadow is crazy. The fact that if you look closely, maybe I'm tripping, but right here where it's supposed to be the rough eyeliner that's happened, it looks like the eyeshadow went down there as well, and then as well as like residue from the dust particles.
hey guys, so this is my anxiety attack because this is my wedding makeup. And I look like a grandma. I look like the grandma filter. We literally paid so much to look like grandmas. We're about to go and take all of this off. It's coming off. Oh my, it's all off already. I had a nervous breakdown. I cried. You can tell. She asked for silver eyeshadow and she got blue eyeshadow. Thank God I got the Popish sisters. They're gonna fix me up. Wish me luck. What is this? Oh my God. What is this?
Zoom in really close onto your eyes.
No. No.
You look scary.
I look like a dead person would not even want this in a coffin. They would stand up.
Anybody wondering, they took off all the makeup and redid it and it turned out perfect. Honestly, it is nice to see that she has a friend that is there for her to cheer her up even in this time, because without her, she probably would have been flipping. But I'm glad it was resolved. This reminds me on a smaller scale when I went to prom and somebody I knew said, hey, you should try makeup. And I was like, well, I don't really want to. And she's like, I'll do it for you. And I was like, what's the worst that could happen? I will not be putting the image up, but I don't even think that was casket ready. Let's just say it looked like she put powder all over me with the wrong complexion of foundation. I looked like a ghost. I went home to go get dressed and my mom looked at me and she said, you're gonna have to take it off. And I said, I know. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, but that was a horror. I'm not sorry. You should be sorry, actually. That was horrible. Story time, worst bride ever.
The story time of the worst bride that I've ever encountered. I'm a wedding videographer if you don't know me, and there will be a wedding tip at the end of this video if you just stick with me. And let me further preface this by saying that 99.999% of the couples that I ever talk to are the sweetest couples. They're perfectly fine. But this one bride. This bride kept asking for add-ons and discounts and like impossible things like, I don't really like your editing style, so could you change it to fit so-and-so's editing style? To which I reply, did you check with so-and-so to see if they were available for your wedding day? To which she replied, they were just a little out of our budget, so we thought we could make it work with you.
The cheapest people demand the most in any industry. It's always the cheap people that give you the worst migraine, and their little dollar is not worth the headache that they bring. And yes, I said little dollar. In any other scenario, I would not say that because a dollar is money. But for them, handling them, you need more than a little dollar. Not only does their budget stink, their freaking attitude is right there with it.
Lady, I'm married. Stop talking dirty to me. And I don't mind the asking for the discounts. I don't really mind the question. I minded the way she asked it. I minded her. Anyway, we reached a compromise. I drafted up a contract and a deposit invoice and I sent it to her, and crickets. And then I followed up a few more times and crickets. And then later on, I saw her post on a Facebook bridal group that we were both part of that she was looking for videographer recommendations. So I was like, okay, she doesn't want to hire me. She's too awkward to let me know. So I just dodged that bullet. But the day of her wedding, months after we had had any kind of communication, she calls me up, irate, asking me, where are you? It's my wedding day. Why are you not here? You never signed the contract. You never paid the deposit. You didn't answer any of my emails. And she said, why would I pay a deposit or pay you anything before you actually showed up to do the job? With all the composure and couth that the great Lord above bestowed upon me at that very moment, I was able to reiterate my deposit policy and informed her that I had already booked another wedding, so me showing up was an impossibility. She hung up on me. So the moral of the story and my tip is this. Have very clear communication with your vendors. Don't assume anything, get everything in writing. And deposits are a thing. Ooh, and don't ask videographers or photographers to change their editing style. Hire someone who has a portfolio you like. And just don't be that person. I will be posting highlight bits from the wedding that I did end up doing, and that bride was amazing and that wedding was beautiful. So, like and follow if you want to check those out.
If you are a wedding photographer or videographer, kudos to you times 1,000, because that is a rough industry, stressful industry. Things can go wrong very quickly. Get somebody that knows what they're doing. Make sure, as I've always said with majority of my videos, research, research, research.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to meet for a trial, so what are you thinking for your bridal makeup?
I brought all of my own makeup. Can we use this on me today?
Sure, that's no problem.
I do my makeup the exact same way every single day. And I feel like I want to feel like myself. I want to feel like me today. It's very important. So I think I'm gonna do basically what I do every single day, just a tiny bit more bridal.
Yes, absolutely. Is that okay if I hold this mirror the whole time just so I can check?
Unpopular opinion, I know what she means by she just wants to feel like herself. But I think if you really truly wanted to feel like yourself, then you wouldn't have the makeup to begin with.
My skin is more on the dry side, so I always have to use a primer.
I watched the entire thing, but to sum it up, she pretty much got paid to just watch the bride do her makeup. A win is a win. Why they hired her to begin with? I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to give her some money. What do you do when your client looks in the mirror and you can just tell she's unhappy? Let me show you what I did with this bridesmaid.
It looks different.
When this bridesmaid looked in the mirror, I could just tell that she didn't like her makeup. She was quiet, staring in the mirror. Let me show you how I turned this around and made her really happy.
It looks different.
Do you want anything different?
Like normally I do my eyebrows like kind of dark.
Yeah, you want them deepened up?
Yeah,
And do you like a brown, or do you do blonde?
I do brown.
I'll just take a peek at that one. Do you want more?
Yeah,
That's better?
Yeah,
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 Like that better?
that is better.
Yeah. Do you want any more blush?
Maybe some more bronzer.
Bronzer?
I feel like I look pale.
pale?
I just wear like I feel like a more contour.
Yeah. Do you want more?
Maybe just a smidge.
Yeah. Perfect.
That did the trick.
Yeah, awesome.
And that's exactly how it's supposed to be done. If you start with less, it is easier to add on to that. And everybody was happy. Everything was nice. I just know an unlicensed makeup artist could never. She would probably be offended, probably go on TikTok making a post all for her to look bad, and then she'll double down with more videos, and then eventually a lopsided apology. Why did my brain even think, who says lopsided apology? An unsincere, gaslit freaking apology. That is why it is important to be licensed. Go to school to at least, even if you've perfected the craft, at least have some freaking customer service skills. If you're new here, I will put the series on the end screen so you won't miss out on those videos. I would never drag a client like this, but we still have beef, so it's open season.
Story time about the worst bridezilla experience I've ever had as a bridal makeup artist. Okay, so it was this bride's wedding morning. We'd already had a trial. We'd already met once and been in contact for a little while. So I just expected everything to go really smoothly. Got there at 7 a.m. and I was working till like 2:30 or something like that, doing everyone's hair and makeup. Everything was absolutely fine until the very last minute. So I finished the bride and I was packing up my stuff, getting ready to leave. And I hear her and her sister having the biggest argument in the other room. And I'm talking like absolute screaming match, not just like a little disagreement, a screaming match. They're screaming at each other. I'm packing up my stuff. I'm literally just about to leave. And the bride comes in. Her makeup is fucked. Like her makeup is just completely ruined. Comes up to me. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like I've ruined my makeup. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, look, that's fine. I will fix it. Obviously, I can't let you walk down the aisle like this. Like, I'm talking like streams of tears, like going down here as well. I was like, I cannot let you walk down the aisle like this. Don't worry about it. I've got you. And she was like, oh, thank you so much. Like, you know, I'll pay you extra, blah, blah, blah. So I had to redo her makeup and her sister's makeup, even though her sister started the argument in the first place. Like, if that was my sister, I swear I would have like... So I ended up staying an extra like hour and a half to fix both of their makeups. I had to completely redo it. There was no saving it at all. By the time I left, I was absolutely freaking starving. It was like 4 p.m. or something like that, and I'd been there since 7. Anyway, she was like, thank you so much. Like, let me know your payment details. I'll send you extra. And I'm like, amazing. I went home and I sent her a invoice, and the invoice was not even for 2 full makeups. It was for 2 like 3/4 price of a makeup. So I sent it to her and poof, no response. She has fallen off the face of the earth. And then she ghosts me. She doesn't end up paying the extra. You know, I gave her the benefit of the doubt and I was like, oh, you know, maybe funds are tight because it's Christmas or whatever. So I didn't message her again until January, and then again in February. No response. And by this point, it had been like 3 or 4 months since she's gotten married, and she just never replied to me. I just had to cut my losses at this bride, which was such a shame because we got along really well. If I was a bride, I just know that I wouldn't want to be looking back at my wedding pictures and like feeling guilt and like looking at my makeup and being like, oh, that makeup was nice. I should have paid my makeup artist and not been a f***ing dog.
I'm not gonna lie, I know I'm not the only person who was ready for her to spill the tea on what her sister and the bride were arguing about, but that's neither here nor there. I would be livid. You know what? You live and you freaking learn, but that is so unfortunate. And who knows, maybe she will look at her wedding pictures and she'll realize, oh man, I really messed up. Or maybe she won't ever look at her wedding pictures. Anyway, that just really sucks. I'm going to get roasted for this, but weddings are a scam and many brides have created a toxic culture. I know venues and event planning are part of the problem, overcharging for anything wedding themed, but brides have created these crazy economic expectations for friends and family. Let me know if you want a historical POV.
Wedding culture is getting out of hand. Like almost every aspect of a wedding now is a scam. First, you have your bachelorette party, where girls are making their bridesmaids spend thousands of dollars on trips, dresses, gifts, travel arrangements. Then you have bridal showers, where everyone is expected to give the bride a gift. Then there's an engagement party. And then there's the wedding. A lot of people are having destination weddings now, where guests are having to pay for the flight and the hotel room, and then an outfit for the wedding. And then there's the event planning aspect to all of this. Wedding florals are 20 to 50 grand, versus if you go to that same vendor and ask for the same florals and don't say it's for a wedding, they'll charge you so much less. It's very similar to venues also. 50, 60, 70, 100 years ago, weddings were just so different to how they are today. And like, it does make sense why weddings cause so much tension and why weddings ruin many friendships and relationships. Like, if I ever choose to personally have a bachelorette party, which I probably won't because I think they're kind of stupid, but like if I ever had one, I would personally pay for all of my friends' flights and hotel rooms if I'm expecting them to go. Also, if I'm making people wear a certain dress for my wedding, I'm going to pay for that dress for them. Personally, I think the most beautiful weddings that I have seen, especially on TikTok, are the ones that have been just super intimate, or even some of the elopements I've seen are really stunning. I don't know, this is just my take on it, especially when it comes to bachelorette parties. Like, I truly think you are the bad friend if you are making your own friends go out and spend thousands of dollars of their own money on travel, clothes, and gifts for you. I don't know, wedding culture just doesn't make sense to me. It never has, but also maybe that's because I am a family historian. I've researched hundreds of weddings over the last few years. And just like the comparison of those weddings versus weddings now, like wedding todays really are a scam. And although it is the event planning, the venues that kind of make it a scam, it's also the brides that make it this really toxic culture. It's just so different from how it used to be. So if you want me to do a more in-depth video on it, like a historical point of view on weddings, let me know in the comments.
First of all, I totally agree with how you need to be considerate if you're gonna have your wedding and you want everybody that you would love to be there, be there. You cannot cut people off just because they can't afford the budget that you have set for your dream wedding. You have to make adjustments. You have to be realistic to everybody's financial situation. And I'm not saying spending $50 or $30, but if you're expecting people to pay for tickets, hotels, and you have to, you know, pitch in and do something as well. If your party is okay with it, because I've seen parties where people are okay with it, then that's cool. But be considerate of the time, because I've also seen people invite people to their wedding and the wedding is in 3 months. And some people are not in a most people are not in a financial situation where they can do that. So just be considerate of other people. And another thing, weddings are definitely can be a scam, depending on who you are. I'm not going to sit here not trying to bash her and say like, oh, the most beautiful weddings I've seen are the intimate ones. I've seen beautiful weddings that are just the couple in court, and those are intimate and they're cute. And I've seen extravagant weddings and those are cute too. I love both ends of that line, but the most important thing above a wedding is the marriage, which a lot of people don't think about. Everybody wants to have extravagant bachelorette. They love the planning of the event, but they don't like the journey that this event holds. So just be mindful. Ask yourself the right reasons. Am I getting married because I'm delusional? And if you are, join the Anti-Delulu Den membership. Or are you looking forward to the marriage? All I want for Christmas is a good wedding video.
I have tried to film this video so many times. Here's a story time of my literal nightmare for my wedding day. My videographer didn't get me walking down the aisle, didn't get our first dances with our moms, and we have a horrible video of our first dance and barely anything at all. We have a 4-minute video that includes lots of just pictures.
Drop the name immediately because I need to vet them. That is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how much she paid for it, but let's just continue watching her.
That we paid for an 8 to 10 minute video of the whole entire day. So here's the story time. Just such a hard thing to like talk about. I've been MIF here for like more than a month because of this. I'm just trying to spend like as much time as I can with my family, with my husband, my son, and just working because TikTok doesn't pay my bills. But I am here because I need help. I'm looking for a new wedding video editor. I have all these C files and I just want to look back at my wedding video and smile and not cry. So if anybody knows of a good affordable wedding video editor, please let me know. Tag them or send them this video because I'm in desperate need. Like I need it as soon as possible. If I can get it tomorrow, like please. So now I know why people don't work with friends or family, and I'm never doing that again. Basically, I hired like my friends to do our wedding video because I just thought that would be like more.
Did your friend hate you? Because that's the only thing that makes sense. Friends and family can make or break a lot of things in your life. So be careful out there.
More sentimental. And another thing is like, if you ever do anything for your friends, do it like not as a second thought, because I know if I ever do anything for my friends, I do it so much love, with so much excitement, with like, you know, I'm gonna give them the best thing ever. And like I think that's also what like hurts the most for me, that like we got such a second thought video that took a month to get, and it's horrible from people that like that cared about us, right?
I don't care if you're my friend. I don't care if you're my family member. If you are starting up as a videographer, photographer, you can be the backup people. Last resort. I'm not blaming her at all. I'm just talking from my own opinion. I don't care. I will let you know. I am hiring videographers and photographers. You can do your practice run, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. Okay, it sounds horrible, but you can practice during my wedding, but just know you're just backup if anything hits. How do you miss such important moments of an event? Was she a videographer and a photographer? Because personally, I think you need those separate, especially for your wedding, unless somebody's really qualified. But usually it's like a kitchen. You have the chef and you have a sous chef. So you have the videographer and the person that helps them, an assistant. So what you would have is the videographer that you're paying, and the videographer is going to pay their assistant, and then you're going to have your cousin or your brother or your sister or whoever that has plans to eventually become an expert in videography or photography. It's just that simple. If you guys didn't know, my husband is a full-time videographer and editor. He's the one that does the intros. He's the one that does anything extravagant that you've seen on my channel. Mostly has been done by my husband.
So basically we hired this specific videographer because he's really good, our friend or whatever. The day of, keep in mind the day before, I'm like telling him like, okay, what time are you gonna be there? He's like, oh, 4, and the reception starts at 4, so I'm like, this doesn't add up. That's the first red flag. Then the next morning he gets there at 10, and then because we wanted to like, I record the whole day, and I had told him this. I had sent him examples. I had sent him YouTube videos, TikTok examples. So he was the middleman to say that to the videographer. So of course the videographer isn't there. And I'm like, when is he gonna be here? He's like, oh, he should be on his way, don't worry. The whole day itself, like for me, was like so hard because it's like one thing after one thing going wrong. And if you want to see like what happened, I like literally went live, and it was like me getting ready and getting kicked out of the hotel, and then getting ready in the car, and then getting there, and then being rushed, and it's just like all around just was not planned out good, and like it was just so stressful, and I was so sad. So basically I get to the venue, and I'm still getting ready, and there's a random guy who walks in, and then they're like trying to make it seem like it's the actual videographer. Like I know what the videographer looks like, so I'm just like, that made me so upset that they're like trying to trick me. Like what? Like I'm not stupid. And then whatever, like what am I gonna do like at that point? That's so basically they got a whole different videographer to come because the original videographer couldn't come. He didn't have any lighting, any grip, absolutely anything to do a wedding video. So it was obviously so last minute, and they were just scrambling. And like I don't think we deserve that, and we also paid for this. Like it wasn't anything free, no free services or anything. And then basically the whole time, like we were like looking for him. Like he wasn't, like we wanted something to be captured, and he wasn't there. And like I would send my husband, he would have to go get him. Like it wasn't.
I can't imagine just having this big day of my life and stressing so freaking much, telling somebody how to do their job. I would be livid. Are people not tired of scamming? Don't you get tired? I know it's fast money and everything, but don't you just get tired of that bad reputation?
Like, it's not something that we should be worried about. They should be taking care of us, like posing us, which wasn't a thing. Like the videos, I have all the C files, and that's not usually a thing, but I knew it was going to be a problem. So I asked for the C files because I knew the video was going to come out bad. And all the C files is like, everything's just like dark. And then like you see him focusing the light, and that's because he had nothing. We have like my husband and his mom walking, and it's like their faces, and then he doesn't go all the way to the end. He just like gets the back of them. Like it's just so frustrating. Also, our first dance is horrible. It's like so zoomed into like our feet, and it's like, why? Like we needed like the whole thing. Like it was a beautiful cabana. Like it's just so zoomed in on us. Like you can't see anything. Like it's not aesthetic. And then like we have like no videos of like any like details. I wanted like all the details of like, because I DIY'd everything for my wedding, and like I haven't even been able to post that because I have no footage of like showing like what it looks like at the wedding day. Like I wanted all that stuff, and I communicated all that stuff, and that's what's so frustrating, that we got absolutely fucking nothing. The music choices are so horrible. The voiceover, I wanted like our vows to be like kind of like the voiceover. The voiceovers are efficient, which like we love and we appreciate him so much, but like we don't want him as a whole voiceover. And I talked to him, to my photographer, to relay the information to the videographer. Half of the video is black and white, the pictures in there, and the music choices, oh my god, the music is Yo Perreo Sola. Yo Perreo Sola, like for a wedding video.
I would have to slap somebody. As soon as I saw it was Bad Bunny song, I would have to slap somebody.
And it's literally the only part that we talk is like when like we say yes for like the I do. That's the only part. There's nothing that it's like there's no storyline.
Press the freaking restart button on the whole wedding. There's just no, oh, I'm itching, I'm sweating. There's no way. There's
literally nothing. Like, I cannot believe. And then now, you know, we talked to them after we got the video, which was horrible, and we just don't want to even deal with that. And then especially because it's friends, it's super awkward, like the confrontation there. Like, we don't want to tarnish that relationship.
But they tarnished your wedding. You know, I give a lot of tough love, and sometimes my tough love gets me cut off. I do it with grace most times, but I'd have to go cool down in a pool before I confront my friend if they did something like this, because I need to cool down. I need to drink either chai, matcha, a mango smoothie, a water, and relax and gather my thoughts. Pray. Honestly, pray. It's one thing if it's your birthday or it's just another day barbecuing outside, but your wedding day, and you don't want to tarnish the friendship when they y'all need to start calling me. I'll confront them with grace, with love. It'll be a little bit of tough love, but something's got to give.
And we didn't pay for that videographer, and obviously the videos and everything was super bad, so we're getting a refund for that. And I'm gonna use that money to hopefully get like a good video for a wedding video. It's just like, I never thought that would happen. And it's just like, how do you give someone a 4-minute video and half of it is like pictures, and it's so bad, and half of it is black and white as well? Like, they probably didn't want to edit like the actual lighting. And I just know this stuff because I was in cinematography, like that was my major before. But so many other things happened that like there's no point to say. But in general, like, I just want to look back and like think like, wow, that's my wedding video, and really, really be happy about it. Like, we haven't even been able to post our pictures because it's like, I've just been sad about it, and I just want to post everything at once and like really memorable moment. And it hasn't been, like, for this past month and something, it hasn't been. It's been like a roller coaster, and like we've been dealing with this, and I just want it over, and I just need your help. So please help, let me know.
Under the comments, she's getting a lot of people that are offering it for free, like actual videographers. And first, I would want to hug her because that's just messed up. And secondly, it doesn't matter even if they refund you. I mean, it, like, thanks, but no thanks, because she'd rather have good images, good videos for her big day than a freaking refund. No amount of funds could bring back that moment, those moments that she would love to relive every day if she wants to, getting her memories back. Just, I live every day of my personal life on Psalms chapter 46 verse 10 that says, "Be still." And I work on that every single day. And anytime somebody tries me, I just always try my best to remember to always be still, because I could not contain myself. And I don't know what you call it, but I feel for other people. Oh, it's called being a human. Not all humans care. So if you see me worked up, it's because I love to put myself in their shoes from time to time. And I get worked up. So I'm not sorry if somebody's going to comment on that. Just say. I think the most disappointed brides are the perfectionists with high expectations.
I'm currently planning my wedding, and I know that I'm going to have the wedding of my dreams. And do you know how I know that? Because I don't have a wedding of my dreams. What do I mean by that? You know those girls that grow up thinking about their wedding, what it's going to be like. They have it mapped out in their head, everything. I was never one of those girls. This is how much I do not care about, not that I don't care, I care about my wedding, don't get me wrong, I do care. But this is how much I'm not particular about my wedding. I booked the first venue I saw. First venue I saw, I booked it. I was like, yeah, this is the one. Called my fiance, I said, what do you think about this? This is the price? We were like, cool, this is the one. My caterer, I didn't even try their food. I just went by recommendations. People said it was good. My wedding planner said it was good. All right, book them. You know how some people are like, the font needs to look like this. I want this kind of this, with this color of this. I just want to get married to the love of my life. Yeah, I'm not really a detail-oriented person. I'm not going to lie to you. I know I'm going to have an amazing wedding because I don't have high expectations. I don't have any expectations. Really, all I want to do is marry my person in front of my friends and family, dance with my family, eat, be merry. I'm just going there to just be in love and eat and drink like a guest.
Absolutely 1,000 times, and I watched that video 2 more times. When I was younger, I would always, before I dive into that video, shout out to all my Anti-Delulu Den members. Thank you so much for joining. It really means a lot to me. I appreciate and love each and every one of you. And if you want to join, all you have to do is hit the join button, as well as check out the link in the pinned comment if you have an iOS device. And let's get back to my story time. When I was younger, I would always say, oh, I want a big extravagant wedding. And in South Africa, you have like 3 weddings. You have the traditional, you have the one before the traditional, you have the white wedding. It's a lot. And I'm so glad I didn't go down that route, because honestly, it's a scam. The big wedding, it's a scam. Half the people sometimes in your venue, unless you actually have real people in your circle, half the time, those people don't even talk to you. They're just there because you got married. So why would you overextend yourself for your husband and your big day to people that never check up on you? People that you haven't seen in years? People that you've outgrown? Why would you do that? I sure didn't. Sure didn't. But let me know your story in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.